13.
Get chapter 8 and verse 7.
Tobit chapter 8, verse 7. And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust.
I take not this my sister for lust. Let me tell you about lust. Lust is wanting sex only for a night. That's what lust is. Sex for the night. With no responsibilities, nothing. But love is wanting to grow old with somebody. There's a difference. Read that again.
How you doing, Deacon?
Tobit chapter 8, verse 7. And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust, but uprightly. Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together.
So you know the difference between lust and love. Lust is, I just want sex. That's it. I don't want to be married to you. I don't want that. You got sisters that got that same mindset. Some of you brothers too. I don't want there's no, what's it called? No strings attached. What is that called? Friends with benefits. That's it. That's wicked. That's filth. That's evil as hell. Lust is temporary. Love is forever. Give me Sirach 9 and 9. I mean, not Sirach. Ecclesiastes 9 and 9 in the Bible. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 9. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity.
You brothers hear what the Lord's saying? I want this to marinate in your men's mind. Read that again.
Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity.
All the days of the life of your vanity. That means as long as you live. It says vanity because our lifespan is short. That's why it's calling it vanity. It says live joyfully with her. Have fun, the Lord is saying. That's what he's commanding us there. To have a good time with your wife, okay? From there, get Genesis 26 and 8. Where we at?
Genesis chapter 26, verse 8. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window.
Because I think this was Isaac, right? Was this Isaac?
Yes.
He had told him that was his sister, just like Abraham had did. So Abimelech looks out of the window, and what happens?
And saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife.
He was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. Go ahead.
And Abimelech called Isaac and said, behold, of a surety she is thy wife. And how saidest thou, she is my sister?
So he could tell by the way he was playing with Rebekah, nah, that's not your sister. You don't play with a sister like that. That's your wife. So Isaac was having a good time with his wife without the sex. You know, sometimes you brothers, you want to just, do things with your hands. You know, you like it, you like it. You like that? You like that? You like that?
Malachi know what you
know what I'm talking about. You like that? You like that? You like it? So when Abimelech saw this thing, he said, nah, that ain't yours. You don't do that with your sister. That's your wife, brother. I know that's your wife. So from there, 1 Corinthians 7, verse 28. So these are things, brothers, when you are committed to God, race, and marriage. When you're committed to your marriage, you must, when you have those instruments of covenants, those written documentation, okay, you want to grow old with this woman, have fun. Have fun, have fun, have fun. That's what it's saying. Have a good time. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 28. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
If you brothers get married, you haven't sinned. Go ahead.
And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned.
And if a sister gets married, she has not sinned. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh.
Yeah, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. Those are your arguments. And the arguments generally are over money. A lot of times it's money. That's a large majority of arguings. Go ahead.
But I spare you.
But I spare you. I'm warning you. Go ahead.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short.
The time is short. Listen good.
It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Now, that does not mean neglect your wife. That means the commitment to God is first. I'm going to say it again. Your commitment to God Almighty comes first before marriage. That's what he was saying. Read it again.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Because sometimes you get married. Some of you brothers know what I'm about to say. You get married to a woman who is not revolutionary minded. She's not committed to God nor race, and you're stuck with her. Now you're going to do God's work. Why you got to go out? Why you got to teach their Bible? Why you got to do that? Why don't you just stay home with me and the kids? Just stay home. Why are you always going out? See, you're neglecting me. You're neglecting me. That's what they say. So you, unfortunately, were stuck with this non-revolutionary minded woman, this woman not committed to God and or race. You stuck. That's your cross to bear, brother.
Can I give you another one, Bishop?
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of brothers who was putting in work with us when they came here, and as soon as they got married, now they pull back. Years and years they was here single, okay, and they was the first one to do everything that the body needed, and as soon as they get a wife, now you can't find them no more. Now it's excuses. Now they don't answer their phone. Okay, everything is my wife, my wife, my wife. And upon examining that, you know when that problem happens? When a brother picks a sister that ain't got no friends. And this is what I mean. You'll have some sisters that come in here and they don't talk to nobody. They'll come year after year after year and they're not friends with any of the other sisters. They don't talk to nobody else. So when they do get married to that brother, guess who they want to monopolize all their time? Him. Okay, because the sisters who have friends and they're throughout the congregation and they talk and they're cordial and they interact, they'll be like, oh, go ahead, honey, don't worry, I'm going to talk with so-and-so. I'll go with so-and-so. So-and-so could come with me to do this. They're not going to monopolize their husband time. But there's some sisters here that's antisocial, and they get that man, and then everything they nitpick and everything is doing. Why you always got to do everything for the school? Why so-and-so can't do it? Why it always has to be you? So you got to watch those people like that.
Right. So she's not committed to God or race.
No, she came here only for a man.
Yep.
And you only see that when she gets the man and she pulls him away from doing God's work.
Exactly. Right. Read that again.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
So that, again, that does not mean neglect your wife. It means your commitment to God comes first. That's all it's saying. Go ahead.
And they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not.
So let your life understand this thing, that your weeping comes secondary to your commitment to God. Your rejoicing is secondary to your commitment to God. Paul is simply telling us the mission that the Most High put us on is paramount, is first and foremost. Go ahead.
And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away.
So don't get too comfortable abusing this world because it's going to pass away. Read.
But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belongeth to the Lord, how he may please the Lord.
So that's what Deacon Asaph was saying. Before some of you brothers get married, you're hot in this truth for the Lord. You're doing the work. You're about God's business. You are truly committed to God and race. Go ahead.
But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife.
Now, he's not saying it in a negative. He's just saying balance your life out. You must be committed to God and race. Under race comes your brethren and your wife. You must be well balanced. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So you got to learn the things your wife likes. What do you want to do, babe? Let's go. This day here is for you, hon. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to do this for you. We're going to do that. What do you say, sir?
I wanted to ask them a question because they said that they agree with what you just said, right? There was a prophet in the Bible that the Lord felt that his wife was an interference to the work. He said to him that, behold, I take away the desire of thine eye with a stroke, and just killed her. Okay, so I'm just showing you, like, you look on YouTube, a whole bunch of women are going and complaining that the way that the men are in IUIC, that's the women we talking about. Now they're on YouTube crying, saying that we did something to their marriage. Okay? And we're only dealing with the men the way the Bible says the men are supposed to be dealt with. Your commitment to the church is supposed to be first. And you see an example of those weeping women that hate God and hate their nation. And all they was in here, all they came into the Bible for was a relationship. You're seeing them spew their evil and their hatred for their nation and for this truth on YouTube now.
I'm going to show them, Asaph. Give me the video, Discomforter Cult.
Okay?
Now, this isn't our congregation. This is from another congregation. Now, there's some things, I'm going to show you the video, that we do not teach and we don't agree with. But I want you to listen to the complaints that comes up. We're going to dissect it in a moment. I just want from the beginning to 5 minutes, because it's kind of long. It's 19 minutes. We just want the first 5 minutes, all right? Watch this.
On divorce court today. This couple met in the Army and broke up over a child. Years later, Tonya fell back in love with Nathaniel and proposed. But she says the rules in his religion are killing their marriage. Tonya Johnson and Nathaniel Johnson have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toller to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mrs. Johnson, you and Mr. Johnson have been married for a while, but I understand that you met 30 years ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you went out 30 years ago, and then you reconnected, got married in 2011, but it's not working out. Why don't you... And you say it's because of his religion and that it's ruining everything. Why don't you explain to me what that problem is?
Your Honor, never in my life would I think that I would see and witness a black cult. They believe that they are the original true Jews.
Where are you from?
Wait.
Philadelphia.
Pause.
City of brotherly love.
So the first attack is to say that we're the chosen people is a cult.
Exactly.
As long as we stay niggas and spics, we good. We are good. And some of you get a wife like this right here. This is what Deacon Asaph was talking about. You get hooked up with a Gila monster right there.
You could call yourself Asiatic. You could call yourself Nubian.
Right.
You could call yourself anything else but the chosen people of God.
Right.
You black women are evil.
Hey, Deacon, you can even go as far as saying I'm a man, but I feel like a woman.
Okay? And that's why...
And they'll be like, no, you're okay.
You're fine. You're fine. You're just confused right now, but you're fine.
They won't even say it's confused.
That's why the scriptures say, from the woman is the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Okay? Because their mindset is not for their nation. If any other nation claimed up to be the chosen people of God, the woman would support them. The woman would support them 100%.
Now, you notice the judge said, where are you from? He said, Philadelphia. And the whole audience laughed him to scorn. Watch. Play on.
Love, John.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Explain the parameters of this religion.
Just too many rules. We weren't allowed to consummate our marriage.
What do? They tell you at the ceremony you can't have sex or what?
We were not allowed to be married in where they perform their services, because I don't believe it's a church.
Okay.
Where they have their services, I was not allowed. We had a civil ceremony, and the person they worship, the comforter, tells them that women are unclean. You have no position of authority. They don't respect our laws. That they have their own sector. Pause. And that I'm allowed to...
Pause. So, number one, we don't teach that here in IUIC. Now, they teach that over at their school. So, some people believe that is the way. Okay, if you believe that's the way. But what I want y'all to just pay close attention to what she's saying. Go ahead.
Our laws, that they have their own sector. And that I'm allowed to pleasure him, but he's not allowed to pleasure me.
Stop!
You're not allowed.
So, wow, oh, suki. So it's okay for the woman to go down south on you, but it's not okay for you to go down south on her. So that was one of the issues in the marriage.
Hey, Bishop, that sound like some Benjamin thing.
Yeah, Benjamin be saying that. Me
not
not do that. Me don't do that.
That sound like some Jamaican thing right there.
Benjamin don't do it with their wives, but they do it.
Bishop.
Benjamin nasty. I'll tell you.
Bishop, you know what's crazy about that? Because people say that we get on other organizations. But it says in the scriptures to defraud ye not one the other. It's in the commandments that you're supposed to give your wife pleasure and your wife pleasures you. So I'm just showing you, okay? If you don't know the Bible, that's when conditions like that occur. They exist.
Exactly, exactly. Go ahead.
To have intimate relations during the Sabbath, which is Friday at sundown to Saturday sundown.
Correct. Now, hang on. But you can pleasure them during that period of time, but you can't have sexual intercourse.
No. I'm not allowed to do anything
during that time.
During the Sabbath. Don't touch, don't look, don't smell, don't kiss.
Nothing. But in general, when it's not the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Pause. When does the scripture, let me ask, y'all raise your hand if you know the answer. When does the Bible say not to have sex with your wife? I see 4 hands. Okay. I'm going to go in the back. Way in the back, in the back, in the back. Pick somebody in the back. Here's a non-married brother going to give us the answer.
Shalom, leadership.
Shalom.
Prayer and fasting.
Can you put the camera on him?
Soldier Seth.
Soldier Seth. Go ahead.
Only when it's prayer and fasting.
Very good. Can we get that real quick? Prayer and fasting. 1 Corinthians, it was a 7.
1 Corinthians
7 and 5.
Chapter 7, verse 5, right. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again.
And come together again sexually.
That Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Now, where they get the thought of not having sex on the Sabbath is in Leviticus 15, if I'm not mistaken. Leviticus 15. Leviticus 15. And verse 31. Watch this. Now, let's say you were going to go to the Sabbath. You had to go to the temple, the tabernacle. Read this, Leviticus 15:31.
Leviticus chapter 15, verse 31. Thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness when they defile my tabernacle that is among them.
So when the tabernacle was among us, if we had sex, we were unclean until the evening. You were not allowed to enter the tabernacle. If you had sex and went into the tabernacle, you were to be put to death. Is the tabernacle here today?
No, sir.
No. And in case any of y'all think, this is not the tabernacle. It ain't. You got roaches and spiders all. This ain't the tabernacle.
Also, Bishop, they only go to that. You couldn't go there if you had a cut, if you had a flat nose, if you had deformities. There were strict rules concerning coming into the temple. It wasn't just sexual relations, but they only go to that verse there to show you they don't read.
Exactly. Back to the video.
Yeah. What are the rules about sex that you can pleasure him, but not the other way around?
Exactly, and I'm a very sexual being. I mean, before he joined this cult, we could do it from the ceiling. We did it from A to B. I mean, that's what attracted me to him. That's my sexual chocolate.
She just rolled it on out there. You go, Mrs. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to ask you this. Did she get that part right about you're supposed to enjoy sex and she's not, or did she get that wrong?
In a sense, yes, and in a sense, no.
Okay, explain it to me.
In the faith that I'm in, certain things, certain acts we could not do.
Oh.
In the Bible, it talks about being lascivious.
Is she allowed to pleasure you in certain ways that you are not allowed to pleasure her?
This is true.
Is this a Bible-based religion, or
yes,
what?
It is.
I don't know what Bible their religion, but the God that I serve said that the marriage bed cannot be defiled. Anything you want to do to your husband, as long as you're married within the eyes of God, which we weren't, because it was a civil ceremony.
Now pause it right there.
Well, what if you...
Now remember, the brother said we are not to do lascivious acts. Can we look up the word lascivious? Now I told y'all that some of these camps don't understand lascivious. They don't understand what it means. Lasciviousness. Lascivious. Lasciv. There it is right there. It's right there. Click it. Let's go down to that word. It says, of a person, man, or just a feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. The key is offensive. Offensive to God. Things that offend God is recorded where? Regarding sex. Where are the offensive sex acts recorded? Leviticus chapter 18. That's what's recorded. Okay. And you have to stick to what it says. Don't add your taste. I remember when we was young, one of the priests, I ain't going to mention his name, he said it's a sin for a woman to ride the man on top. For the man to lay on the bed and the woman to be on top. He said that was a sin. Now, half of us was like, he's crazy. We didn't voice it, but we were saying, oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
If you would have said, sir, can I have the scripture? You would have said, get out.
Yep, exactly.
No scripture. There's no scripture for that. The answer is get out.
Exactly.
Okay?
Back to the video.
Accidentally give her pleasure. Is that a sin?
Then I'm committing a sin.
Seriously?
Yes. So she said, the way she said it is not the way it is. We have certain laws that come straight from the Bible. Certain things we don't do as we're supposed to be a holy people. And well, she said the comforter, we don't worship the comforter.
Well, who is the comforter?
Comforter, he is one of the heads of our church.
He's like a minister?
He's like a minister. But he guides us, gives us more understanding on the scriptures. And he's not only the one there, he have other leaders there that sits with him. And we go over scriptures. We try to get the understanding of them.
So do you have to, and I know I'm stuck on this sex issue, but it's just killing me. Do you have to have the comforter's specific permission to perform particular sexual acts?
No. No. We don't go to him for that.
You don't go to...
No, you don't.
But you know what's cool and what's not cool.
What's cool and what's not cool.
They have to give 20%. If you don't give 20%, they called us at home one night because he didn't tithe. You're not allowed to
attend. When did they do that? Babe, when did they do that? You gotta explain that one to me. I don't remember that one. Explain that one.
It wasn't the comforter that called you, but someone from your institution called and asked why you were in service.
I understand that they are not allowed to celebrate.
Oh, no, play this. I want this. Go ahead.
Celebrate most holidays.
I'm sorry. So somebody from that church called her and said, where were you? You weren't around. You know you got to pay the 20%. That's what they would do. Do we do that here? No. Okay, all praises.
Do we ask anybody for money here? No. Does a collection plate go through this audience here? No. You give of your free will. Because a lot of people are lying now, and I'm going to get them, about making things up about how funds are collected. Okay? And the big mistake that they're making is they think we operate the way everybody else operates.
And asked why you were in service.
I understand that they are not allowed to celebrate most holidays.
They don't celebrate any holidays. And I am African American, if it's not obvious, and we fellowship. We fellowship. My family, we're from the South, we fellowship. We get together. My mother's a single parent of 3 children. It brings her pleasure, although I don't know why. Every holiday for us to get together, our children, the children's children, and all of us fit in that one little house, and we fellowship. We don't worship. We don't read the Bible. We fellowship. We love each other.
Just have fun. You get together and enjoy.
That's not allowed.
Mr. Johnson, is that accurate?
True either.
Well,
we
Mr.
do
Johnson, tell me what is true.
We call them high holy days.
Okay, what are the high holy days?
Say like Passover. You celebrate Easter, we celebrate Passover.
Okay.
You celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Hanukkah.
Okay. So are you Jewish?
And yeah.
Well, now Judaism is a mainstream religion, Ms. Johnson. I mean, the sex part I've never heard about in Judaism before.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
But how does it differ?
Like I said, the God that I serve said nothing done between a man and a wife can be unholy. You
just really want some better sex, don't you?
So her issues, the sex is one thing, because the judge didn't go with her with the holiday thing, because some of y'all get with these women and they don't believe in celebrating Passover or any of God's high. The Most High gave us 52 Sabbaths, about 12 festival days, and that's not enough. All these days we got. They want Christmas. They want Easter. They want New Year's. And call you in a cult if you don't celebrate. Don't be married with women like that, brothers. Understand that thing. I hope y'all understand. I know who in here is stuck to a woman like that? Let me see. Raise your hand.
Put your hand up. Nobody.
Put your hand up.
At least he admitted
he's
it.
honest.
Who else?
One brother stuck like that. Uriel just stood up. But we know some of the brothers online is stuck to women like that. And you got to bear that cross till y'all can work that thing out, okay? But you'll be in court. You'll tell all your business. Y'all see that thing?
That's right.
Okay. So now.
And I want to make a point, Bishop. You do have Europeans who are Jewish that have strange practices that they make up. A lot of stuff they make up, and they keep Hanukkah, they keep Passover, they keep Purim, they keep feasts, they do all those things.
They circumcise with their teeth.
They circumcise with their mouth. They do nasty stuff. But guess what? You'll never see that woman on YouTube trying to tear them down. Only the black woman is that evil to do something like that.
I'm glad you said that thing.
Okay?
That's 100%.
You have to look them up. The bad things, horrible things are going on in those Jewish organizations. They get arrested all the time. Sex trafficking, child molestation, underage relationships, a whole bunch of stuff. The only difference is their woman won't go on YouTube and try to slander them and tear them down.
Right. Exactly. Only our evil woman does that. She's the only one that does that. That's why in this truth you got to learn. See, the so-called Jewish woman learns to be committed to God and race. Our women, they're not, they don't, a lot of them, you're going to find out, I always say this, a lot of American black women are not committed to God and race. They say they are, but they're not. You see the women outside of America more committed than the ones that grew up here. Okay,
like when y'all went overseas, Bishop, how they came up to you.
Yes.
And when they came with respect.
Yep.
Okay,
exactly.
You're not going to see that here.
Exactly. Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.